What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, taking a look at the newly improved Florges in the Open Ultra League. As Florges got access to Fairy Wind with the move update, and this thing is an absolute beast now. It now goes 25 and 15 in the one shield, picking up wins against Combalion, Drapion, Double, Escavalier, Alolan Ninetales, and Shadow Snorlax. This thing's also a beast in the zero shield, going 26 and 14. Not quite as good in the two shield, but still positive or neutral. It's 20 and 20 in the two shield. So yeah, this thing is actually surprisingly good with Fairy Wind. And you might be kind of curious, like, it already had Vine Whip. Where's the improvement here? Well, remember, Vine Whip was non-stab. It wasn't really putting out any kind of fast move pressure. So now you at least have the stab move, and it's getting energy even more quickly, which does help it pick up those few extra wins that it needs to really have more play in this meta. I had a very positive day with this team, as you can see down below. This wasn't supposed to be a climb team, really. I just wanted to feature Florges, but it worked really well for me. So the nice thing about this team is it does not have any legacy moves. Yes, you do need a Regirock. I mean, Reggie still might work here. But I guess that's the one thing that's going to be tough for some people to build. Outside of that, these Pokemon are somewhat accessible. Both Florges and Trevenant do spawn some ways, right? Trevenant you can get from your daily free incense. So if you want to build this team, hopefully you can find what you need for it. We're going to be jumping on into some of these battles. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let's get it going. Gonna go ahead and take out the jelly there with the Shadow Ball. I was 2 stages debuffed, so I do have to swap here into my Florges, which is like obviously not a good matchup. I brought my Fairy into the poison type, but this is their last Pokemon, right? So if I can chip it away, get it into Shadow Ball range, we're gonna be in a pretty good position here. I didn't want them to be able to throw their next Poison Fang and take me out without me getting any chips, so I do go for the Disarming Voice. Doesn't do a ton, but we actually make it to another one because they're trying to farm me down, and Fairy Wind is just that good, right? It's a Mudshot clone, puts them into the yellow. All we gotta do is click the Shadow Ball now. And so we plan to take out the Nidoqueen. Doesn't matter if that's not a Shadow. It's gonna be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Alright, let's jump on into battle number 2. Gonna have Trevenant up against a Shadow Ampharos. Really cool spice, you love to see it. A lot of Ampharoses are going to be running Zap Cannon, so I'm expecting them to go to 5 here. But they throw after 4. So I'm like, that might be a Dragon Pulse. I shielded up, and sure enough, it's the Dragon Pulse. So beautiful shield right there. Going to be going for my Shadow Ball against them, throwing in the middle of the Volt Switch, of course. And they do not shield it. So down goes Ampharos. We have a very healthy Trevenant right here. What are they going to be coming out with? It's going to be a Shadow Gyarados. Wow. This might be a triple Shadow team. I am going to go for the Seed Bomb bait. They have shields. They got to use them, right? And they no shield. What a insane call. But I still make it to another Seed Bomb very quickly. So now they have to shield this or else their Gyarados is going down. So we do get the shield there. Am I able to make it to another one? Not before they throw some energy. This, of course, should be an Aqua Tail, which will be planned to take out Trevenant from this range. Now, I'm going to bring in Florges for the farm down. In comes a Shadow Swampert. So, this is one of the 2 matchups that Florges actually drops now that we don't have Vine Whip. The other one being regular Swampert. So, not really a big deal because we do get the shield there with the Disarming Voice. And I think I decided to let this go, expecting it to be the Hydro Cannon. It is the Hydro Cannon, and we're able to CMP on the Moonblast. So I'm going to go ahead and shield this up. We will be able to get off the Moonblast here. Like I said, the Sims say that this is not a winning matchup, but this is going to do a ton of damage. Is it enough? Nearly takes out the Swampert. We actually do get the Fairy Wind down. So maybe it's an IV dependent matchup. Not sure. Regardless, we're going to be able to get to this Disarming Voice against the Gyarados, and that's going to be GG's. Didn't even have to show the Regirock there. Of course, my opponent was running some Spice, some Triple Shadow, so like I can't really say that like, oh man, it's so good, but you know, didn't have to show it. Alright, into the next one, Jelly Lead. They're going to be swapping out into a Shadow Nidoqueen. Now, I don't really have an answer for Nidoqueen on this team outside of Trevenant, so I am going to be staying in here. I'm going to be building up to the Shadow Ball and baiting with the Seed Bomb. Trevenant can win this in the one shields if you get the bait properly, and they call the bait. Absolutely insane. People calling my baits left and right. That's all right. We're going to make it to another Seed Bomb. They do have to shield this up, and I believe it was a CMP tie, so beautiful. We're going to go ahead and just let Trevenant go, take the shield advantage, knowing that this Nidoqueen is now in Stone Edge range. So I'm going to come in with my Regirock. We're resisting the poison type moves. We do have to watch out, of course, for the earth power. But I'm going to be firing off my Stone Edge before they can throw, and it is enough to take out the Nidoqueen. So is Trevenant going to be coming back in right here? No, it's actually going to be a Scrafty. So I build up a little bit of energy, going to come in with Florges to hardwall the Scrafty, and out comes the Jellicent. Going straight for the Moonblast. If I can get shields down, remember, we can Focus Blast that Scrafty. So they let it go through. That's all right. And I'm like, you know, this is a Jelly Runner. They're gonna bait, and they bait. So beautiful. I can go ahead and go for the next Moonblast. Disarming Voice definitely would not be enough from there. Disarming Voice is not a very good move, but it is Florges' best bait move. Also has access to Psychic, and I think Petal Blizzard, but none of those really help. Like, Psychic's too expensive, it's non-stab, it doesn't take out any of the poison types that might be countering Florges even in Zero Shield. So I do recommend running all Fairy type moves. This time we do shield up the Shadow Ball, going to go for the Disarming Voice here, hoping that it's enough to take out the Jelly. Not even close, that's fine, we can just combo play here with the Regirock. We did get their shield off, this will be taking out the Jellicent. All they have left is this Scrafty, and we still have health on our Florges. Like, we're gonna easily survive a foul play, unless they're 2-stage boosted. So here's the first boost, no big deal. Can we make it to the Focus Blast? Well, they're going to be throwing the next power-up punch. So this is going to be doing some nice chip damage. Can I make it? Yes! Regirock holds on, but this will not be lethal to a Scrafty. Scrafty very bulky. This is a non-stab move. Puts them deep into the red. Can we Fairy Wind down? Don't even need to. Make it to the Disarming Voice. That's going to be plenty to take out the Scrafty. Double super effective. They're at 1 HP. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right. So yeah, Florges actually putting in a lot of work. I was really impressed with it so far. All right, into the next one, up against a Cobalion lead. So the only place we don't want to see this is Regirock. They're staying in here against the Trevenant, telling me they're probably weak to Trevenant. I know this is going to be a Stone Edge, but it only does about 50%. And then they swap out into a Virizion. So this was battles from the first day of Ultra League. So people definitely trying out the new Pokemon. Shadow Ball connects. Man, Virizion, if you have a good IV one, actually really bulky. I was shocked how well that Virizion tanked it, because mine doesn't tank like that. But that's alright. I come in with Florges thinking that I can Fairy Wind down. You could already tell it's just not going to happen. These Leaf Blades do hit for neutral damage. So we're going to be building up to the back-to-back Disarming Voices and throwing the first one out. You can never hold a Disarming Voice and a Moonblast. Keep that in mind when you play Florges, but you can get very close. You can get one Fairy Wind away. So we're going to be able to throw the Moonblast right here after one Fairy Wind. It does a ton of damage to Cobalion. They're trying to double kick me down, but we make it to another Disarming Voice. Are you kidding me? Florges, what a monster. Yeah, able to take out two of their Pokemon, and in comes the Nidoqueen. I'm like, why? Why do they have two shields for their Nidoqueen? Like, this is the one thing that I don't want to see right now. So we come in with Trevenant, we're going to overfarm, go for the Seed Bomb bait, expecting the shield here. Yeah, we do get the shield there, beautiful. I'm going to be throwing the next Seed Bomb immediately, and you might notice the Poison Jab did not come through, telling me this is a CMP tie, which is massive for me. They're going to be taking out my Trevenant, but I can save two shields for Regirock. Hopefully with the lock-ons plus a Stone Edge, I'm going to be able to take them out. They no bubble there, trying to get a little extra farm, but I'm able to swap out. And I'm going to call the bait here, because I know if I get baited, then that Earth Power is going to one-shot, and they go straight for it. What a beast. But it doesn't take out my Regirock, so that's fine. We're going to go ahead, throw the Stone Edge, get the final shield off my opponent. I still got two shields. They know they can't really just Poison Jab me down, so they are going to be throwing here. But it's alright. We're already at the Stone Edge. Going to be getting as much lock-on damage as possible, and then going for the Stone Edge. Is this enough to take out the Shadow Nidoqueen? Yes, it is. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Had a lot of fun with this team, actually. Into the next one. Trevenant up against a Giratina. So we'll see if it's Dragon Breath or Shadow Claw. It's going to be Shadow Claw. So not near as good for my Trevenant. That's alright. I never like to bait in this matchup. A lot of Tinas like to call the bait, knowing that they'll barely survive the Shadow Ball. So I just go straight for it. and this one shielded up. So that's all right. Going to go ahead and eat what they throw here. Likely going to be a Dragon Claw. It is a Dragon Claw. No big deal. Going to actually swap out now into Regirock. Regirock does have a pretty good matchup against Giratina. Not great, but we can win it since we did get that chip damage with these Shadow Claws. They're going to be swapping out into a Sylveon running Quick Attack. I actually have a Sylveon built now because I wanted to try this move too. Quick Attack is a decent side grade. For Sylveon, of course, you lose all the fast move pressure, but you get to spam out some charge moves, which, I don't know, it's kind of cool, right? We're finally getting to use fairy types for more than just fast move pressure. So I'm a fan. I had to go ahead and build myself one. Haven't tried it out just yet, but maybe I do, and if it's good, I'll make sure to make a video. Anyways, go for the next Stone Edge. This will be lethal. And they do let Sylveon go, so in comes a Giratina, the Giratina back in, and they're going to be dumping energy pretty quickly. Now I can wall this thing with Florges. Of course, we'll be taking neutral from the ghost type attacks, but double resisting the Dragon Claws. They're going to be swapping out into a Talonflame, so again, the thing in the back that we don't want to see. We create these big advantages, and then, we're not going to make it to the Shadow Ball, so I do have to throw the double resisted Seed Bomb. And now they're going to be throwing here. And, you know, I thought that I could maybe take them out before they get to 3 attacks. And as soon as I threw up that shield, I knew I made a mistake. So I'm going to go for the Moonblast here. It does get shielded up. No attack drop, unfortunately. And at this point, I'm like, I have to just eat this Flame Charge because they're going to outpace me. Yeah. So remember, all my moves are resisted. But look how much this Moonblast does here. Some reason we CMP'd here. This should not have been CMP. I should have been able to throw one turn before them, but is what it is. It was CMP, so we're going to get this Moonblast off here. It's going to put them deep into the red. Can we make it to the Disarming Voice? No. One Fairy Wind short. Unfortunately, if I would have no-showed the first Flame Charge, I would have been just fine. Also, I think if we didn't CMP and I got my free Fairy Wind when they threw their Flame Charge, I think I would have won that. Now that I'm watching it back, I think I kind of like should have won that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, GG's well played to my opponents. It's not anything my opponent did, just how the game worked. But Florges is actually able to fight back against the fire type. You love to see it. Anyways, into the next one, up against the Alolan Mug. We got a Regirock aligned with it. They can only throw Dark Pulse here. Sludge Wave would be resisted. And this is actually a Snarl running, or Amok running Snarl, which you don't see very often. Most of them are running Poison Jab nowadays, so kind of cool to see. Going to be taking them out with the Stone Edge. In comes the Gengar to get the farm down, so this is not great. Gengar with energy is very scary for my team, right? It's a poison type, going to be resisting everything from Florges, and it's a ghost type doing super effective to Trevenant. Also resisting the Seed Bomb from Trevenant, so they have a ton of energy, going to be shielding up right here, and they bait me with the Shadow Punch. They throw two more Shadow Claws, and I know they're one short of the Shadow Ball, so I'm going to actually no-shield this. I know it's going to hurt, but I can't shield a Shadow Punch here. They swap out, and it's a Obstagoon in the back, so again, we're going to be able to wall a Dark type with Florges. Beautiful. Going to be eating this Night Slash like it's nothing. I go for the Disarming Voice here. This was my first time playing out the matchup. I really should just build up to 100 energy and go for the Moonblast. I was hoping that I could farm down after landing the Disarming Voice, but they're just too healthy. Fairy Wind doesn't have that kind of fast move pressure. So now I'm complaining that my Fairy doesn't have enough fast move pressure, I guess. No, I love Fairy Wind. I actually really love this move update. So I'm going to build up to 100 energy. Actually go over there. I'm going to be throwing the Disarming Voice. They got the boost. I don't think they're going to protect their Goon though. And they know my Trevenant has energy, so we're just going to make it do this Moonblast with Florges. This is resisted, but it's a Gengar, right? Very glassy. Moonblast coming through. Takes out the Gengar. Going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Jumping into the next one. Trevenant up against a Walrein. So Walrein's definitely still popular in the Ultra League. Not near as popular as it was before, but people are realizing that the nerf on it isn't that bad. So got to stay in here with my Trevenant. Or I don't really have to, I guess, but I do. And I throw the Seed Bomb. I play this kind of questionably, to be honest, because now I'm going to be building up and trying to catch on Regirock. And they could have quaked me there, but they do swap out into Cresselia. I assume this Cresselia is running Grass Knot, otherwise why would they bring it in to my Regirock, right? We're going to be chipping away with the Stone Edges. I think we're going to need 3 plus the Lock-Ons to KO, maybe even 4. Cresselia is very bulky. Grass Knot comes through. They're going to need another one to KO my Regirock, plus some Cycle Cuts. So no big deal. Going for the Stone Edge. Yeah, I think we're going to need 4, unfortunately. I do make it to the 3rd one, though. So this might grab a shield if they're afraid of it. We'll see. We'll see how they want to play this. Does not grab a shield. Yeah, they know I have a Trevenant. Like, they know I'm going to be able to Shadow Claw down. So it makes sense for them to no shield there. I'm going to no shield as well. Grass Knot doesn't quite take me out, unfortunately. So they get a free Cycle Cut there. I'm going to come in with Florges because I want them to dump their energy onto Florges instead of Trevenant. I don't want to have to use shields just yet. Going for the aggressive Fairy Wind down, and in comes the Walrein. So I swap out into Trevenant. Unfortunately, I'm catching the Icicle Spear, but we do survive it. I'm going to be going for the Seed Bomb here. This will be lethal from this range. Do they still value this? They do, the Walrein. So I'm going to come in back in with Florges, going for the Disarming Voice. This, of course, would be lethal. They're double shielding this Walrein. What do they have in the back? They must be weak to Florges. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I'm going to be building up a little bit of energy, going for the Disarming Voice. It looks like that was CMP, so maybe Florges does win CMP against the Walrein. And we take out the Walreins. What's in the back? Going to be a Dragonite. This is exactly what we need to see. However, I get afraid that they're going to make it to the superpower, and I throw this Disarming Voice very quickly. I think I could have made it to the Moonblast, and they survive with a little bit of health. If this is the superpower, it will definitely be lethal, but it's the Dragon Claw, double resisted, does not take out the Florges. In comes Cresselia. We're going to be able to hit them with the Disarming Voice, and then a couple more Fairy Winds, going to be plenty to take out the Dragonite. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Alright guys, I had a ton of fun with this team. I really enjoyed Florges. I think it's a good investment for the Ultra League. Are there better... Oh, by the way, we've got a Shiny Onyx. Are there better fairy types? I mean, in some ways, yeah, if you want to run Charm, but I think this is probably the best one with Fairy Wind right now. Of course, it does depend on alignment, so you have to be able to bait out the poison types, the steel types, for it to be able to really put in its maximum amount of work. All right, I'm going to end it here. Leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.